day. Legal Shield can help with traffic tickets, texting and driving, DUIs, court appearances, estate planning, and even contracts given to you that you just don't understand. Plus a whole lot more. Call Legal Shield right now at 213-245-1305. That's 213-245-1305. Again, 213-245-1305. Or visit them online at nocourt.us. Welcome, everybody. Again, this is Tommy T here with Sal the Bookmaker, who is now officially 19 for 20.
Yes.
And Sal, we have another special guest here, right?
Hey, we got Tony from Brooklyn.
Tony from Brooklyn. That's a beautiful name. Tony from Brooklyn. That's all you need to know.
All right, Tony. Hey, open that mic up for him.
Okay, let's go.
Go ahead, say hello. There you go. Go ahead, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
All right, that's Tony.
That's Tony.
All right, close it up.
Let's give him a big round of applause.
It's a human rain delay. Here we go. All right, what do we got here?
Hey, well, we got a Feel Good Friday, everybody.
Feel Good Friday. Why is it a Feel Good Friday? Because you're cashing tickets, right?
Yeah, cashing tickets. It's 8 p.m. It's time for Place Your Bet, the show that basically breaks down the games for you and helps you place your bet. And we don't help anybody place their bet. All we do is say follow the money, right? So what happens? We follow the money, and what happens? We cash tickets. Because at the sportsbook, what is everybody doing? Everybody is doing what? They're putting their money in, and then the line is moving. As the line moves, somebody else is waiting for the line to move a half a point here or there. And that half a point, as you know, means everything. The hook means that I've learned how much it means.
Yeah.
And following the money. Yeah, when I say help you place your bets, we don't actually direct you to the window, but we're going to just break down the games and give you some information. And then, of course, at the end of the day, you're talking about the hook and the flow of money, and you're usually directing them into the right spot.
Absolutely.
Right?
All right. Unlike all those other shows out there that give all this, quote, information.
Well, they use the word insider information.
Yeah, whatever. This insider information garbage. What is that? Okay, everybody says, what is it? All right, so here, let me just tell you in about 20 seconds exactly what they believe it is. They think they have an edge, and they have some statistical knowledge. They know something that somebody else doesn't. They're all full of crap. At the end of the day, what do? They go to the sports book. They read, here's some statistical crap that I read. Therefore, I have an advantage. They don't have any kind of advantage at all. They're out of their minds. The fact is, when you go to the sports book, what happens? The manager of the sports book is doing what? Watching where the money goes, and he's relaying it to the odds maker, right? All right, based off of this amount of money, maybe we have too much action on one side, so let's raise the line an extra half a point or a point. So now we're going to try to get a balance of money, and that's really what this is about. Where is more money on the game? I don't care what game it is. It doesn't matter. The fact is, where that money is going, folks, you got to know how to watch that money. That's what we do, and that's why we pick winners here. But whether you have this stat, that stat, it doesn't matter. I don't care how many stats you have. You got stats so you're blue in the face. You got them. You got an ass full of them. It doesn't matter. The fact is, a stat is just a stat. It doesn't tell you anything about what's going to happen because you need probability for that. A stat is something that happened already, which means nothing for tomorrow.
Listen. You just explained it the best that you have in the 4 weeks we've been doing this, and you got the first gong of approval of Feel Good Friday. Really happy that you directed everyone to that way, the method that we're using. And then you started off by saying insider information, and that's sort of an archaic way to do this, to pick games. A lot of people are still selling insider information.
I hear these clowns on the radio and on TV say, we've got inside information, and you could sign up for our gold, platinum, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? We have those, but we don't base it on information. We base it on money flow. And what happens from place your bet. Place your bet.
Well, last night we won the 19th with the 18th and 19th pick. You had the under on the Saints-Cowboys game, which wasn't even close. I mean, you saw the under right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then the Cowboys were getting 7.5, and you liked that extra half a point, so you went on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And that put us up to the 18th and 19th pick.
Well, look, the fact that there was too many points on the total between two teams that are very, very different in the way they play, but yet they're very similar defensively, right? Their offensive schemes are pretty different. Yeah. But then you look at defensively, they're very similar teams. They put pressure on the quarterback in different ways. They'll drop back basically the same amount of guys. Their defensive schemes are ironically similar. But the difference is you have Dak Prescott on one side and you've got Drew Brees on the other, right? And so you're going to have results typically that are different. I don't care if New Orleans has won their last 10 games, but the fact is these two teams are extremely different in the way that they march downfield or they try to march downfield. And the fact is the Saints were stuck on containment, right? And Brees didn't have a whole lot of time because they were bringing the extra guy up front. What they were doing is they were basically crowding the middle and saying, all right, guess what? Everybody's taller than you. Now you're going to have to throw over everybody that's 6'4", 6'5", and it's hard to see downfield. You got to get out of the pocket to do that. And then when you don't get any weak side help, they come around. This is exactly what happened yesterday, and that's why Brees didn't have a lot of success.
Well, also,
wait, and also because of the referees with the blown, I love the blown first down calls and crap like that, where like Beasley is a solid yard short, and how convenient. Well, that the Cowboys got a first down, or was it? Which boys was it, Tommy? Was it the boys from back in Brooklyn? No, you don't think so? Is that mic open? Open his mic up.
Yeah, it's open.
All right, speaking of the mic, Tony.
Yeah.
All right. You think there was anybody messing around with the game? Any of that kind of thing?
I'm sure.
All right, yeah. I feel the same way. Yes. All right, Tommy.
So the Saints come in averaging 37 points a game. And, of course, you were saying that the Cowboys' defense is much better this year. Yeah. But another thing that we talked about is the way the Cowboys play on offense helps keep that score lower.
Right.
Because
ball control.
Elliott got the ball 29 times yesterday, 23 carries, 6 catches. So, of course, if he's getting the ball 30 times, that means that they're controlling the clock. They had the ball for 36 minutes. So that's one of the ways. That combined with the Cowboys' defense is how you saw it coming under.
Yeah, and it was just simply, I felt it was going to be ball control on both sides. All right, moving past that game, because that was then, let's talk about what's going on right now and maybe what's going on over the weekend.
Okay, absolutely. You want to jump ahead? It's fine. You want to jump ahead?
Let's jump ahead.
I know a couple of the games that you've been looking at. The game that you definitely don't want anyone to go near is the Seattle game. The 49ers in Seattle.
It's not that I don't want anyone to go near it. I wouldn't go near it. I don't like the game because the game stinks. There's too much hugging and ass patting and back patting and crap like that between what's going on with Sherman and Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
No.
Weird.
I'd stay away from that one because that's going to be one of those weird ones. And whenever there's a double-digit line and San Francisco in the equation, that is a whole nother discussion we don't have time for right now.
Well, a couple lines have moved. 0.5. The Chargers in Pittsburgh, and the Chargers are up to 3.5. You like that hook on that Charger bet,
right?
If
I'm getting the hook, I feel pretty good about that because if you're going to give, as much as I can't stand Phillip Rivers, I don't like them. I do not like that guy. But if you're going to give Rivers an extra half a point, when he normally gives away the game at the end of the game because he's an expert in playing. Tony, imagine this. Here's a guy that will play 58 out of 60 minutes of the game. Right? And that's just what they do. In other words, they're playing really well for 58 minutes, but somehow the quarterback finds the guys in the other jerseys. He conveniently throws the ball to them. He's really good at this. That's why he doesn't win playoff games. He doesn't win Super Bowls. He doesn't even get to the Super Bowl. But imagine a guy like that on your team. What would you do with him? Would you throw him in the dumpster and set it on fire?
Gotta go.
All right. He says it got to go.
Interesting, though. You looked at Tampa Bay and Carolina, and you like Tampa Bay at home.
Well, here's what I like about it is most people don't know this, but Jameis Winston is leading the league. And these are one of these weird stats. I don't really get caught up in stats, but I like the fact that he throws the ball downfield. And he actually throws the ball the most frequent amount downfield. He has the highest success rate in throwing the ball at 20 yards or more in the entire NFL. And that's what I like about him because he's a big play guy, right? I mean, he's a big play. They have a big play offense. They thrive on the big play, and that's what Tampa does. Not to say that they're going to beat Carolina, but what I do like the fact is even when these guys are down, they have a chance to throw the ball downfield because everybody knows anything can happen when Winston's on the field.
And Carolina's reeling right now. They lost 2 in a row. They lost another tough game.
Did they lose 3 in a row?
3 in a row, yeah. They were 6-2, now 6-5. So they're reeling.
They're in the toilet. Exactly.
Okay.
Go down. They're all going down.
Well, so you mentioned with the San Francisco-Seattle game, you mentioned that there's a lot going on besides the game, like that feel-good Sherman making a homecoming and all that.
Right, all that garbage.
There's other stuff happening in the NFL right now. One of the things that the the Redskins picking up Reuben Samich Foster.
Right.
Right. Controversial move. And then, of course, the Redskins going deeper with Doug Williams making some pretty controversial quotes.
Why doesn't Williams just get out there and be the quarterback?
Well, because I think he weighs 350 pounds.
And he's, 98 years old?
Yeah,
I think we can get Tony out there.
He didn't stay in, listen, he didn't stay in terrific shape, Sal. I mean, not at all. But he...
he has more chins than a Hong Kong phone book?
Yeah, you remember him at Grambling when he first got to Tampa Bay? He was like one of the best athletes in the NFL.
Yeah.
Some guys.
I don't know.
No neck Tony?
Right.
Pack of hot dogs.
Well, this Tony's got a neck, though. He's not no neck. So you turn around, the guy doesn't have a pack of hot dogs on the back of his neck.
So a couple days later, he refers to the signing of Reuben Foster as small potatoes, comparing it to there are people in high places that have done far worse. If you look at it realistically, this is small potatoes. He took a ton of heat for that.
Potatoes?
Well, he's trying to say
why are people focusing on this media distraction instead of the game?
Well, this is what I'm talking about. So now this distraction is getting bigger because the VP of player personnel is putting his foot way in his mouth. So it's getting to be a bigger distraction. So now the Redskins got to go into Philadelphia on Monday night. So now they're isolated. They got the whole nation looking at them. I just think it's going to be a tough place for Washington to play. I don't think that they're going to be able to block out all the distractions. This is ridiculous that they picked him up this week. It's ridiculous that one of their top-level executives is talking more and more about it. Now he's apologizing. He had to apologize to his wife, his mom, his sister, and his 6 daughters. I don't understand that apology. I guess
6 daughters. Can you imagine waiting in the you got to wait to get to the bathroom behind 6 women in your house? Can you imagine that?
That's a big shot, man.
What a disaster. Go ahead.
Well, I think he's using them as an example of he's apologizing to women everywhere for claiming this. So I mean, but that's.
But look at the drama. You can't get caught up in the drama. There's a game to be played. Never mind all that crap. Let the media deal with that. Let all the 4-letter network, let them deal with it and stuff like that. Who gives a damn? Because what are we trying to do? We're trying to focus on a game. I don't care about all this distraction. Now, I know you're a big fan of this Philadelphia game, and tell everybody why.
Well, I think that Philadelphia is getting some of their defensive backs back on the field. Sidney Jones, they're getting Avonte Maddox back on the field. Jalen Mills is back. The Redskins still have a long week to work with Colt McCoy. I just think Philadelphia is primed to play one of their better games in the last couple months. And they should riddle this team. The Redskins are coming in with too much of this distraction, too much talk about this.
So is this one of Tommy T's picks for this weekend?
Yeah, I think that this is one that I had earlier, Alabama over LSU, and I had Dallas at Philly winning that game a few weeks ago. This is one of the games that I've been following closely, very closely, and I like this game. But, we're going to use your method. We're going to follow the flow of money over the next 72 hours, see where it brings us. Right now, it's going to be a lot less than 72 hours, isn't it? What's Monday night? 72 hours.
Oh, you really get 2 full days.
Never mind that. 69 hours. All right, that's better for the right. All right. In about 45 seconds, we're going to be back.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Turn that music down. Wait, we're not done yet. Okay, now we're done.
Are we done now?
Now we're done. Okay, folks, we'll be back at Place Your Bet in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right.
Let me run it for another 5 seconds.
Yeah, keep the music going.
Commercial?
Yeah, we got commercial break.
Oh.
Yeah, we have commercial break at 20 after and 40 after. Yeah.
Was this an hour?
Yeah, it's an hour.
I thought it was sleep, man.
You're gonna go sleep?
Excellent.
Do you want to go? You can take off if you want. It's okay.
Half hour.
Well, because our next break is at 40. You want to stick around for 20 more minutes, or you want to take off?
No,
Are you okay?
I'll stick around.
All right.
It was an excellent explanation on the method and the flow of money and all of that. And,
Yeah.
and then leading to the games. You jumped way ahead, but that's fine. I was going to talk about this stuff. In the
You know what
first
you could
segment.
do when you get out of here? We have a short break at the next break at 20 at 40, and you can listen and go to AM 1400, and you can listen to us when you're driving home
Oh, okay.
or when you're driving out of here, right?
I'd like to talk
Yeah.
a little bit NBA.
You can listen on the radio to us.
What's the station?
1400
FM?
AM 1400.
Oh, that's high.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, why not? All right, go ahead. What do you
I'd
got?
like to talk a little NBA. I'd like to talk about the Clippers and Memphis Grizzlies. 2 teams that are surprising right now in the Western Conference. The Clippers are first. The Memphis Grizzlies are 12-8. But I'd like to talk about the NBA with you without you killing LeBron and Kobe and Magic. I'd like to just keep it.
Because I don't like them. No, I know.
What you do is you steal the conversation. Like I don't get to be the expert. So like I'd like to just run through the Clippers. Like I got a few reasons why they're where they are right now. And I like the way Memphis is playing a different style of ball.
Yeah.
So that one of the so I have a couple quotes. And these are two teams that we're going to follow through the years and see if.
Well, I'm a Clipper fan anyway.
No,
so
I know you are. Yeah. I know you are. But I don't want to like divert the conversation down that road because we get nowhere with it with the NBA. All right. But so I'd like to do that at some point. But we want to stay.
I'm listening.
And we got to talk a little bit about Kareem Hunt. Like I don't want to cover it.
Sure you want to waste valuable minutes on that clown?
No, I don't want to cover. I mean, I don't want to cover basically the
because everybody has talked about it. Everybody.
I want to immediately jump. Okay, I want to immediately jump to how it's going to affect the team in the betting. I mean, because first of all, you're taking their great player away. So I don't even talk. The controversy is the controversy. I want you to tell me how it's going to affect the next 3 or 4 weeks and how it's going to affect their long-term plans because he's gone. They cut him.
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah, so
rightfully so.
Rightfully so. They had to.
I saw another piece of shit. Right?
Did you see the video?
Can't say that on air, but yeah, another piece of shit. Yeah, of course I did. Another moron. Another entitled piece of shit. It's the same stuff over and over.
Just a stupid drunk kid like getting mixed up with a girl.
It's always the same crap.
Always the same crap.
These millionaire punks. They think that they can do whatever the hell they want to do. You know what they need? Listen to this.
Okay, 30 seconds.
And they do.
So lay into him.
Listen to this. Listen.
This is great that we have Tony from Brooklyn in here, by the way.
Okay, here we go. All right. Go back on.
All right, back in. Welcome back to Place Your Bet. It's Tommy T, Sell the Book, and Tony the Tiger from Brooklyn. This segment is brought to you by the American Business Trust Company, helping your company with business strategy, sales and marketing, capital resources, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, and the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. Visit them online at www.abtrustco.com or call 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. All right. You okay there, Cecil B. Sell? Cecil B. DeSell. Sell is our director. I got to get Sell a beret because he directs the Facebook Live videos. You do a fantastic job with this, and
it's ridiculous, folks. If you have the opportunity, and if you're listening in your car or at home, just streaming on your computer, go to Facebook Live and check out Place Your Bet. Go ahead and search for Place Your Bet. You'll see Tommy and me. We have a split picture. Same thing on placeyourbet.vegas. You'll see the same photo. We have 3 characters on that website. It's Tommy, me, and a pile of cash. Those are the 3 characters.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one.
Exactly. Turn that volume up so people can hear that next time.
It's as loud as it goes.
No, it's not. No, you can put it up louder.
It's loud. The meter's on red.
Who cares? Blow it up.
Okay,
it doesn't matter.
Let's get back to the second controversy that just exploded this afternoon, where the NFL initially put Kareem Hunt on the exempt list, which means that he still gets paid.
Well, they just vote him off the island.
Well, yeah, that's basically what's happening. The exempt list, you still get paid, but you can't go to practice and you can't go to the games. That's the way the exempt list works.
He shouldn't get paid.
Like, you get in trouble, we're going to pay you, but just don't come to work.
This guy is a piece of garbage, and they let this clown get paid.
A couple hours later, the Kansas City Chiefs cut him. They basically released him, and their explanation was they asked him about this incident when it happened in February, and they said he basically lied. They said he wasn't truthful with us. But now they have the video.
For the audience, for those people that have been living under a rock for the last 24 hours, tell everybody what happened in 30 seconds.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt got in trouble in February with a girl. He wasn't charged by the police. The NFL's been investigating the incident. And finally, the hotel where the incident happened in the hallway of a hotel, they finally got their hands on the video, on the hallway cam. And the NFL reportedly has been trying to get their hands on the video for the last several months. But TMZ, of course, TMZ gets in the middle of all these NFL incidents.
You know what TMZ stands for, right?
You do.
I do. Of course I do. But do you?
No, I have no idea.
It means 30-mile zone.
Okay.
It does.
So that's it? You're going to elaborate? What does 30-mile zone mean?
Well, you put a stick pin in the middle of Hollywood, for example.
Okay.
Right? And you do a 30-mile radius.
Beautiful.
And there it is.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah. That's TMZ.
You get that. That's excellent, Sal. You get that. And I'm sorry, but you're going to get the second. That's the gong of approval, Tony. Tony's likes it.
Yeah, Tony's got a baseball bat out in the car. There's his gong of approval. Right?
Hey, I got an affirmative nod. All right, so listen, Sal, tell me how that changes the Chiefs next few weeks.
I mean, look, he's a very important player in that team, and all it's going to do is it's going to drive action away from them. So here's what we want to do. Now we want to pay a very close attention to what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs because everybody's running away from the Chiefs, but we're flocking to it. Remember, when they're zigging, we're zagging because that's what we do. Just don't roll your zigzags that way.
That's the fact, Jack.
Okay, so they're running away from the Chiefs. We're going to run to the Chiefs.
That's right.
You're going to –
I'm going to keep a very close eye on them. I want to watch now what the betting action against them is going to be. That's what I'm interested in. I don't really care about the drama, but what I do like is the drama is creating better dissent. It's creating a false position on the team because now the team will actually be performing as it would, whatever, but it's going to have less drama because that drama piece has been taken away, and the emotional bettor is going to bet against the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, they're bad guys. And, honey, don't bet on them. You don't want to bet on, that kind of crap. Pressure from the wife. If you're going to bet on them or watching them on TV, then you're going to go ahead and go do whatever with your friends. The fact is, now, honey's...
Bad impression of the wife. I do impression of my teenage daughter, and you kill me. But that's
yeah, but just because you sound like a whoever.
Like my teenage daughter.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to. I can't say it right now. That's why I can't. I cannot say it on air. But my point is, there's going to be less drama, and there's all this dissent from everybody. Oh, yeah, those are bad guys. That's the crap that they allow. Remember what happened last year with their player and da-da-da. Then he ended up getting shipped off to the Rams, if I'm not mistaken. Right? It's the same idea. And so what do we do? Now we pay closer attention to the Chiefs, and that's the moral of the story here.
Fantastic. So they're going to have that guy, Spencer Ware is going to replace him. He's only had 22 carries this year.
Yeah, but Spencer Ware's a pretty good talent, though.
Yeah, he hasn't played much the last couple of years because this Kareem Hunt came out of nowhere. I think he was a third or a fifth round draft choice.
Yeah, he came out of left field.
Yeah, he came out of Toledo.
He didn't come out of Brooklyn like Tony, right?
No, he came out of Holy Toledo, and he's been getting in trouble.
Oh, right, he was a Zip. I mean, no, he was a Rocket. Excuse me.
Yeah, Rocket.
No, last night we had the Zips and Cox. That's right.
Man, we went into the neighborhood of the Zips, and you got to redirect the traffic. Yeah. Very good.
All right, moving on.
Very good. So we like it. We like the Chiefs. We're going to follow the Chiefs. They're playing the Raiders this week, so who knows?
Well, I don't give a damn about the game. I'm just thinking about in the future as they move to the last handful of games. I'll be very interested to watch and see what they do over there.
All right, so that's it. That's it for the controversies. No more. Let's get back to the games.
Please.
A couple other games that we talked about. Now, you're not interested in the Vikings at New England. That game doesn't get your blood boiling because of the quarterback for.
Why would I want to watch a game in Minnesota? Tony, listen to this. There's this clown that's a quarterback over there in Minnesota. And what does he do? He throws the ball. Somebody puts their hands up. They knock the ball down, right? This guy leads the world in that kind of situation happening. Right? Tony, put your hands up in the air.
He's exaggerating.
All right, so I throw the ball, and guess what? You're knocking the ball down. You're the other team.
Exaggerating.
It's exactly what happens. And the only way this guy completes any passes is he completes – I love that. He completes these passes that are like 2 yards, like from here to there. I would throw it to the light switch over here.
That's not true. He's averaging 9 yards of completion.
Yeah, that's the yak.
Very high.
That's the yak. I don't want to hear. That's not the actual time in the air. Right now, come on, clarify yourself.
No, it's not the yak.
I don't
He gets
give
the
a
ball
damn.
downfield. So when Sal starts yelling and growling, he knows he's wrong.
He's growling. No, he's
when he
not
starts,
wrong.
I don't give a damn. He knows he's
No,
wrong.
the fact.
Okay, keep going.
Get out of here. So the fact is, this clown always has his hands. He's throwing at everybody's hands, is what it is, and it's not his team. It's the other guys holding their hands up.
You don't have an official stat on how many.
There is an official stat.
You
Google
don't
it.
have it.
No, Google it.
I'll Google
I'm not.
it
You're
maybe
the
the next
stat
break.
guy. I'm not the stat guy.
Because
You're the stat guy.
That's a fantasy. That isn't. I mean, he doesn't lead
What?
the league in batted balls. You just make that up every day.
What?
You
No.
make that up.
That's a live stat. Now I know you're high because you're not checking out what's going on the computer.
Well, I think you're the
You're
one
the
that's
stat guy.
asserting, but you're the one that's putting a stat forward.
You're the stat guy. Go ahead and pull the stats up on it. This guy. This guy's a Baba Gabatos,
Hey, do you think
right?
everyone else in Brooklyn's laughing at this?
Yes.
Okay.
Right or wrong?
I don't know. I'm only passing
Listen,
through.
You're past it. I
Tony,
know.
you know what a papaloon is? A papaloon?
It's something like a chidru.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. There we go.
It's this guy. He's Gabatos. Anyway, moving on.
Very good.
It's Struns. Move on.
What about the Bears at the Giants? That line has gone down, Sal.
It
That
has-
line started at 4, now it's down to 3.5.
Well, that's-
The action's going on the Giants.
It's going on the
What's
Giants.
up? I mean,
Well, probably because the weather is moving that direction
inclement.
too. You know,
I like
they-
that word, inclement.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you learned a new word today.
I knew
Congratulations.
that word when I was 9 years old. Just like when I learned,
All right.
just like when I learned quagmire. I knew words when I was
You
9
didn't
years
even
old.
know quagmire.
Let me tell you something. Back in the day, they used to play in quagmires. I knew that word.
Yeah,
when I
but
was
you
a
didn't
kid.
know. You didn't know quagmire on Family Guy.
What? I knew quagmire 20 years before Family Guy even
It
was
doesn't.
invented.
You didn't know his giggity. Yeah, you didn't know his giggity. Get out of here.
Because I haven't watched Quagmire since I blocked my son from watching
Oh.
it because it was my 9-year-old son's watching Family Guy. I'm like, whoa,
Family
whoa,
Guy's
whoa.
a great show.
Not for a 9-year-old.
Why
It's good-
not?
Because there's a little bit of racy material. In there.
Oh, well, like he doesn't get it at your house anyway.
No, he didn't get it. Not
This-
when he was 9.
this
There's
guy.
an appropriate time for that.
Really,
Tony,
And
you understand?
What,
You
what
don't-
time is that?
You don't
You got
introduce your
kids,
to
Tony.
that.
What?
You got kids, Tony. Did you worry about what the television was showing them, or were you more worried about what was going on outside the door?
Outside the door.
There it is. All right, you heard it from a pro. Don't argue with this guy. He's from Brooklyn.
Listen, so you don't have kids. The little Shih Tzu that you have, what is it, Miss what?
Don't worry about
That's
my dog.
your kid. Like that.
Don't
you
worry about
have
the
a
dog and the
kid.
cat. Now, I've already been in that rodeo. I've already been that. Yeah, we'll talk about that off air.
Sal's a good guy. Sal adopted a cat. He's a
Damn
really
right he
good
did.
guy.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Okay, so the weather. So you asked about the weather. No, the weather doesn't appear bad. The game time weather is supposed to be 57 degrees, like some light showers.
Well, there it is. There's the rain.
Okay, so
All right.
is that's affecting the line?
Well,
right?
sure
That's
it is.
Keeping it down.
But
Okay.
Sure, because that makes it a ball control game.
Okay. And the Giants can do ball control with Saquon Barkley.
Of course
although they
can.
But
They have a steady diet of Saquon Barkley.
they only gave
What's a
him
Saquon?
what's a Saquon?
Yeah.
It's in the fruit family. It's like a kumquat.
Okay. All right. That's give yourself the boo of approval.
That was a good one. That was an excellent.
Oh, look at this guy. He applauds himself. Nobody else will applaud him except himself. But you know, really though, he's a stand-up comic.
What?
You didn't know that. This guy does stand-up comedy.
Oh, well.
He does. What are you looking for? You're looking around on a
Just messing
computer.
around my little
This word is my word. And I don't break 'em.
Well, that's like Tony Montana in a tunnel.
You
Yeah.
understand?
What the heck was that?
I don't know. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
because
Don't-
I clicked it 3 times.
That's what the problem
Yes,
is. You
that
click
was
it
it,
once,
yeah.
there,
Just click it
technological
once.
genius.
So Sal, why did this Shermer, the coach with Pat Shermer, why did he give the ball to Saquon 5 times in the second half last
I
week?
thought
when
it was
the
a
Giants,
riddle.
When the Giants were actually in that game with the Eagles, they were leading that game. Saquon got the ball 5 times. He's going to have to get the ball much more against the Bears, right?
Yeah, it's going to be the problem is now he's going to be running against Hicks. He's going to be running against a Mack truck
Yes.
on top of it.
But
he's going to be running against Trevathan on top.
I figured he only got the ball 5 times, and this is like the Des Bryant theory because they have a wide receiver with such a big personality that he requires a lot of attention.
Of
He
course.
needs the ball,
It's
and
another-
it affects the coach's decision to run a ball control offense for fear that Odell Beckham Jr. is going to start throwing a tantrum on the sidelines, kicking the helmet off the thing.
Or you know what he might do at halftime? Because he already has that color to here. He might go in and change his hair color and confuse his quarterback because he's going to do something else to try to draw attention to him. So now he's going to change it to purple hair or some crap like that. It's like, here, throw me the ball. You didn't see me in the first half. I had this white hair. Now I got purple hair. But please pay attention to me. Somebody pay attention. And that's what he does.
So that's my theory as to why the coach only gave Saquon the ball 5 times in the second half.
Oh, and
they
by the
have
way,
to satisfy him.
Tiki's a rock star. Moving on.
Tiki.
My cat. My dog.
Yes, I know. That's why I keep plugging Tiki, but you always are like, I don't know, maybe the girl doesn't want Tiki to be a star or be known.
You
I
still
understand
talking
that.
about this? Weren't we talking about a guy with purple hair?
You're the one who brought up Tiki. Is it a Miss
No,
Tiki?
I got a message from loyal listener Lisa.
What is she? She knows Tiki?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Moving on.
Okay, very good. All right. Who do you like in that game, the Bears and Giants? I mean, the Bears going to go into New Jersey and beat the New York
I like
Giants?
the total, but I'm not giving it away here.
Good.
You could go to placeyourbet.vegas and pick up the a la carte, and I will give away that game, that total, which way I'm going to go on it, over or under, and that is one of the a la carte picks from placeyourbet.vegas.
Also, same thing with Cardinals.
Listen,
and
you can do something. Look, the fact is, if you cash in 9 out of 20 winners, something tells me this is against the line. There's no BS either. 19 out of 20. Go back and replay the podcast, and you'll hear every one of these damn picks. If you're betting, you're making.
Also, the Cardinals were holding back on that game too.
Absolutely.
And that's another game. You have to go to your bet Vegas if you want that. We have a little listener Lisa again.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Keep on trucking, kid.
The Bills off big last week at home, down to Miami. The Bills traditionally don't do very well in Miami.
But I don't pick anything Miami.
Okay.
You can't win with them. You can't win against them. This goes all the way back to Don Shula. That's one of those teams that they will get you either way. Tony, whatever you do, don't bet with or against Miami. Stay from that.
It goes all back to Shula.
Yeah.
You didn't mess them. You know why? Because they're in the undefeated season in 1972. They were only a 1-point favorite in the Super Bowl. Think about that.
Yeah.
Undefeated in the Super Bowl, 1-point favorite.
That's right. Say they had one bill. Doesn't matter.
I'm emphasizing that you're right. Back then, they were not an easy team to bet.
No,
They're undefeated history.
It's just one of those questions. It's like you can't win with them, you can't win against them, right? So you leave them alone. Send them to Jersey.
Right.
Right? Oh, that. Well, anyway.
Room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know one.
What, you're a cement guy?
Oh, shit.
Oh, electrician. Oh, wow.
They knocked that one down already, didn't they?
All right. All right. Coming back in. Yeah, my feed was getting messed up because of the. Well, yeah, the whole thing was getting messed up because I kept getting text. And like I can't get text at the same time. Do you have a will or power? Nuts.
30 seconds, buddy.
Yeah, that's fine. It's driving me nuts because there's nothing I can do. All right, let me put these things back on. Tony's a great guy.
It's great. You're something else. You just have a guy come in and sit with us.
Don't worry about him.
I'm not worried. Do I seem worried?
No. He was a good guy.
You're nuts.
Tony's good for the neighborhood.
I'm sure.
No, I go back with him. Don't worry.
I know you do. Here we go.
And you could tell. All right, here we go.
I forgot to turn the mics off.
When?
Just now. We had them on the whole time.
No. The light wasn't on.
I just turned them off to say that.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Way to go.
Okay.
All right.
Holy cow!
When you get distracted, sometimes I get distracted. Okay, here we go.
Welcome back to Place Your Bet. I'm Sal the Bookmaker. This segment is brought to you by Kelly Vegas, helping people just like you create and host your very own radio, TV, or multimedia talk show. Kelly Vegas can help you with everything you need to get out of sitting in hours of traffic every day and host your very own talk show in your very own studio. Call Kelly Vegas right now at 949-445-1119. That's 949-445-1119. Again, 949-445-1119. Or visit them at kellyvegas.com. That's CALI Vegas.com. And tell them Place Your Bet sent you. Yes!
Very good sell.
Yes!
So we sent Tony on his way, right?
Yeah, Tony, he had to go take care of that thing.
Okay. Like your shirt?
Yeah, my shirt.
Tony gave you the shirt?
Yeah, for everybody, everybody at home
Very
watching
good.
on Facebook Live, I'm wearing a really cool shirt, but, you can't really hear it on the radio. You have to read it.
Let me ask you something. Why was last night's game, the Thursday night game, the highest overnight rating in Thursday night football history?
Drew Brees.
That's
Jerry
it.
Jones. That's it.
Drew Brees and
There was
Jerry
no
Jones.
other reason. It had nothing to do with Elliott, nothing to do with Prescott. It had everything
No.
to do with Brees and Jones,
Okay.
period.
So Jones representing America's team and Brees representing the hottest team.
Well,
And
what
the
used to be
and the-
known as America's team, and that was only a bunch of BS anyway, because the real America's team, I would argue, is New England.
Well, the current, but the original America's team.
Well, that was
the
just
Cowboys.
coined as, they're America's team. They're
Yeah.
doing anything they could. Look, it even made Nate Schmidt fall down. He couldn't even believe it.
Okay.
My
A
Schmidtsicle.
14.6 overnight rating, the highest in Thursday night history. So that's pretty cool, right?
All right. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Jerry Jones, but, he was the benefactor of having the best player in the NFL come into his stadium, and that's really what it was.
Yes. Does it damage his MVP?
No, not for a second.
No.
No, because the game plan in that was run anyway. I mean, let's face it, Drew Brees has had great games. One bad game here or there is not going to kill him.
It wasn't a terrible game.
No,
either.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Fresno
Because
State.
even his rating was okay too.
Yeah, it was
so.
18 out of 28, no interceptions,
Right.
sacked twice. Yeah, it wasn't a 30-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, and the sacks, those were covered sacks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. Except the one when Anthony Brown blitzed them and took him from behind. But that's neither here nor there. Fresno State and Boise State, a rematch from a few weeks ago. This line started at 3. Now it's down to 1.
That's right.
So
Yeah, the money's going on Fresno State in this
Fresno
one, and
State.
rightfully so. I mean, Fresno State, this game should be a picket. It
talk
really
to me-
should.
Talk to me about the general public versus the Sharps. The Sharps, the inside. Who are the guys at the Sharps that really know the action versus the general public? And are they in on this? A game like Fresno State and Boise State.
No, I look at it this way. Look, the fact is the line opened up at about 3 at Boise because they just came off a nice win last week against Utah State. And then they beat Fresno State the week before. But guess what, man? This team, there's no way that they're going to come right back and beat Fresno State again. Because Fresno State really beat themselves a couple of weeks ago. And I don't think that Boise State played a great game against Utah State either. I think some calls went against Utah State that should not have went that particular way. But, hey, what do I know? I'm just another guy watching the game. I watch the game just like you do. So I don't see how this line could be anything other than a picket. And really, that's how it ought to be. Because I really believe ultimately that Fresno State is a better team. They have a better quarterback, in my opinion, and they have a better defense. And let's face it, defense wins championships. It's going to win the Mountain West Championship,
This
that's
is their
for sure.
chance, right? If Boise State beats Fresno State, that'll be Fresno, Utah, and Fresno again.
Yeah,
3
it's
out of 4 weeks.
highly unlikely it's going to happen.
And then do they get to go to the Group of 5 bowl?
Well, they'll end up in the stupid Las Vegas Bowl.
Oh, I hope not.
That's like the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you go there?
I hope not.
They belong in a better bowl game. The winner of this game belongs in a better bowl game. The Las Vegas Bowl, I think it's played on December 15th. And the venue's okay. I'm okay with that, but they deserve a better venue. Let's face it. If Boise State wins, they deserve to play maybe in something in
like the Holiday Bowl down in San Diego?
No. The Holiday Bowl.
That was always a good
That's
bowl.
always the best bowl game
Yeah.
every year. They're not good enough to play in that game. I don't think so.
Okay.
Fresno State, on the other hand, with a win, I think they're good enough for maybe
I
a
have a
December
suggestion,
27th game.
Wouldn't we like to see Boise State and a Pac-12 school like Washington
Well,
State?
well, that's exactly
That
what
would be
you're
a
going to
great
see.
game.
If well, let's face it, that's what the Las Vegas Bowl is. It's the number 6 Pac-12 team against the Mountain West champion. What kind of crap is that? Look at no respect for the Mountain West. They make them play the 6th team down the trough. That's ridiculous.
So they won't even get Washington State. They're
Look who's in 6th place in the Pac-12. That's who they're going to play.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're not going to get Washington State, Washington, Utah. They're not going to get any of those.
Right.
Teams. They're going to go way down the list.
Right.
UCLA and USC aren't even in a bowl game.
Right. It might be like Arizona State.
Arizona State.
Yeah, nobody cares.
I'd like to see Boise State play USC one of these years.
Let's face it. Whether it's Arizona State or Arizona or some crappy team from the Pac-12. Let's face it, the people of Las Vegas right here, we deserve a better matchup. If we have the conference champion from a very good conference, being the Mountain West, how about us getting us maybe a champion from another conference or at least a second or third place from one of the Power Fives? That's what I would like to see. And let Vegas actually have a good football game instead of one team that gives a crap and another team that really doesn't give a crap.
Like Mountain West champion against a Michigan or a Wisconsin, one of those teams, a second or third place team in the Big Ten.
Well,
right?
the problem is this.
Northwestern if they don't beat Ohio State.
Okay, so first place in the Big Ten goes to the Rose Bowl unless it's a BCS or a FBS team, whatever the hell they call them these days. The CFP teams. Yeah, whatever. All right, EIEIO. It's the same crap. All right, and then second place goes usually to the Citrus Bowl. Third place usually goes to the Outback Bowl. Fourth place will go to either, it was the Alamo Bowl, but then they switched that. But my point is it's going to be further down the trough. But maybe some of the other teams, some of the other schools out there, one of those, I don't know, maybe an at-large team like an Iowa. Because Iowa's one of those teams. I mean, even Purdue is an at-large team. They're going to get a bowl game. We don't know where.
You love all the bowls. You're up on the bowls. I mean, I only care about the 3 games. The Final Four and then the championship game.
Yeah, well, I
love the bowls.
I love the bowl games. The bowl games are great because you know what? I think back to the old Blue Bonnet Bowl, the Tangerine Bowl.
Of course. The Gator Bowl, the old Gator Bowl.
Well, that's still around. The Independence Bowl is still around.
Do they still call it the Gator Bowl?
Yeah. Yeah,
they
it's
don't
just
call it the
some
Chick-fil-A Gator Bowl?
Right. It's with some stupid sponsor
or the Cracker
in front
Barrel?
of it. Right, the Belk Bowl, right? Whatever. But the idea is, I mean, they all have sponsors. But, look, we deserve a better matchup here in Las Vegas than 6th place Pac-12.
Okay, well, I'm telling you when that's going to change. When the new stadium is finished in a couple years and they have the kind of venue that can attract national TV audience, we'll get a better bowl. That bowl will increase. That bowl will move up the ladder.
How do you know?
How do you know that it won't?
But how do you know?
Stadium,
you just said that it will.
Yeah,
how do you know?
That's my prediction. I think the new stadium is going to change things around Vegas, and I think that's one of the reasons why they went all in to get an NFL team here, knowing that it's going to affect UNLV also. It's going to give UNLV
they're the big winners in this. I mean, the Raiders get 8 games, 10 games a year there, including 2 preseason. But let's face it, UNLV is the big winner in that stadium, period. Because the Raiders are going to smell when they come here, period. You know it, and I know it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Right? Expectations will be high, but they're going to be really bad.
Well, I think their expectations are being reduced tremendously now.
Right, but we already have a bad football team here in UNLV. Do you think we need another bad football team? That stadium is $1.7 billion of taxpayer money burnt. If they were going to bring a good team in, they should have brought the Chargers in from San Diego. That's what they should have done.
Absolutely,
because
but the Chargers
those guys
wanted
win.
no part of it, though. The Chargers,
well,
the Spanos family wanted L.A. really badly.
Right. Well, that's because it's their origin, right? But the fact is, the money flow would have went to Vegas. Yeah. They would have been a better fit here. And let's face it, Oakland is Oakland. Let Oakland keep their football team up there. I don't like the fact that what Oakland was, how they were fighting. Look, Ronnie Lott was trying to bring a group together to fight with the mayor on why they need to leave the Raiders up there. Hell, I knew 8 months before that team even announced it that they were moving to Las Vegas. Exactly.
A couple of years ago, you were saying that. I know.
Right, but the idea is when you take a team from Oakland. Remember, Oakland is a baseball city first, and the mayor made it very clear. And so as soon as the Oakland Raiders leave, then they get a new baseball stadium. And guess what? Then maybe you might see a new basketball arena too, because that if you look at where the football stadium, or I say the A's play and the Warriors play, they basically play across the street,
next to each other. Yes.
Right? Just like what we used to have in L.A.
Yeah.
Right, with the LA Coliseum
and
the sports arena.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Right, and that's basically what they got up there. But they're not going to make a change. So right here in Vegas, we're stuck with a really bad UNLV team. These guys smell. And the recruiting's only worse. I mean, Sanchez ought to get fired. They should have got rid of that guy before they even hired him.
They made an incredible comeback last week against Nevada, and apparently it kept.
What happened?
It saved Sanchez's job.
Okay, all right. So what do we have with the wins and losses record? What do we have?
They're 4-8. They're terrible.
They're 4-8. Right. And you think Sanchez is going to keep his job?
Well, the word out is that game may have saved Sanchez's job. I don't.
For
think
what?
anything.
For another year of bad recruiting and bad football? This guy's terrible. Get rid of him.
I don't think anything of it. I mean, he hasn't done a good job. What's his third year now? He hasn't done a good job.
Yeah,
at all.
his guys are playing, and he's 4-8.
Well, I guess the quarterback Amari Rogers missed most of the year. He came back, had a big game, big comeback. So one of the excuses is that he missed.
That's
one of
his
his good.
BS. Let me tell you something.
No, I know.
What these guys and I saw, and on the other show that I do, I think he's the third string quarterback now, but I had him on the show when he was in high school. It's Kenyon Oblad, and Kenyon came into the game against Fresno State late in the game, and I saw the offense was moving because he's a faster kid. He's got a big arm. He's faster. I like Kenyon. I like what he brings to the table, and I'd like to see UNLV give him a shot. And then if they give him a shot next year to really play, then I'm going to watch their games a little bit closer. But in the meantime, I have zero interest in UNLV football. They're terrible.
Back to the beginning of this conversation, you're right. UNLV is the big winner with this
brand
new
the big
stadium
winner.
coming
No
in
question.
because it's a recruiting tool.
Right.
And it is gonna raise the profile of the university.
Yeah, but it's not going to. Listen, Sanchez doesn't do that. He doesn't raise anything except salaries, apparently. I mean, the fact is, what's he doing here for 3 years? What has he done? Nothing.
Struggle City.
Right.
Well, he's a high school coach.
So what? Exactly.
When's the last time?
And what's Gorman doing over there? Gorman's doing the same garbage. Those guys stink. They stink out loud.
Okay, but there's another high-profile high school coach that moved into a major college, and that was back in the early 80s when Jerry Faust from Moeller High School got the Notre Dame job and failed miserably.
Right. You're talking,
promoting these high school coaches doesn't always
you can't
work.
do that, man.
Yeah.
You got to go maybe Division III, Division II.
You work your way up
work
like
your
everybody
way
else.
in.
Or
Exactly.
As a coordinator.
Yeah, you don't get a pass because you're the coach of Gorman. Who gives a damn? That's not right.
Well,
they're cheating the people of Las Vegas.
I wasn't in Vegas yet, but one of the stories that I was reading about that was that he had such a good following, a good support system here in Vegas. They thought that he would be able to use all of that to continue to build funding, to continue to build the good positive vibes. But he wasn't able to attract any talent here.
No, and that's the problem because academically we're kind of suffering a little bit, compared to UNR up north. I mean, UNR is a lot better academically. Just all BS aside, UNR is a better school. Period. Right? UNLV. Yeah, UNLV needs a lot of help in a lot of different areas. I mean, never mind the athletics. I mean, this is a school that needs to really focus on some academics so they can really have something to sell those athletes besides glitz and glamour of Las Vegas. They need something for their future. And I know as a college recruiter, I've been doing this for 18 years. There's not a lot to offer. And yeah, it's our hometown school here. And so I'd like to see them get better academically so they can attract maybe some smarter, higher IQ players as well. Right? And that's why schools like the Northwesterns of the world, the Dukes of the world, the Stanfords of the world, right? That's
Vanderbilt.
why. And the Vanderbilts of the world, exactly. You think about even Rice. You think of the Rice Owls. They may not be a great football team.
They won a couple national championships in baseball.
Right, but what do? They give those kids a shot to really win in life. Therefore, if you offer those kids something beyond just a school football scholarship or whatever, now you're fulfilling the kids, and other kids want to come here because they can learn something, have a good time, and play in a school that deserves an enormous round of applause. And really give these kids some real bona fide fulfillment. So I'll tell you what, let's get past this. Let's move to the NBA in the last couple of minutes here. I know you want to talk a little NBA.
Well, we got to talk. At some point, we got to start acknowledging what the Clippers are doing.
Absolutely.
The Los Angeles
give
Clippers
them
are now.
Give them a round of applause.
They're 15-6.
Yes.
They're in first place
Yes.
in the Western Conference as we head into December.
Yeah.
That's no small victory. I mean, that's a big accomplishment. And
yeah, I don't care if Golden State is down. Guess what? The Clippers are taking care of business. They're a lunch pail gang, and I like that about them. But
here's the thing, though.
I'm happy about Doc Rivers'
Here's the
success.
They had to basically reboot their team because for 4 or 5 years there, they had a star-laden team with Blake Griffin, of course Chris Paul, and then the big center DeAndre Jordan. And that team did not work. Right. I mean, they were always predicted to do some serious damage. And the closest they got was when they were up 3-1 against Houston, and they blew that to make it to the Western Conference Finals 3 years ago. So they had to reboot their team. They made this trade. They made this trade for Chris Paul, and the heist of the year against what I think is the most overrated GM in sports, Daryl Morey of Houston. Everybody always talks about how he's a genius. He's never won anything. He traded for Chris Paul, and he gave up Montrezl Harrell. He gave up Lou Williams. He gave up Decker, who the Clippers in turn traded Decker. He gave up so much talent, and they used one of the draft choices to get this guy from Kentucky, the 6'6" point guard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's their star rookie. They just have a nice team right now. And this is the kind of team that Doc Rivers likes. You know, I don't know if you remember when Doc Rivers first became a head coach, it was before the Celtics. He took the Orlando job in the 90s.
Buddy, I remember Doc Rivers in high school. He went to my rival high school.
I know that. Doc Rivers is a Chicago guy. You name Doc by Doc, all of a sudden I got to look at the camera.
Look at the camera! For Christ's sakes!
All of a sudden.
Well, the camera's focusing on you, so look at it.
So here's the thing. Doc coached Orlando Magic years ago after Shaq left, and he had the same kind of a team. He had an overachieving, hustling team. They were young. And the first 2 years there, he got Coach of the Year. He did a fantastic job. So now he has this team, which, you know, Montrezl Harrell, some people are calling him the new Dennis Rodman. I think that's fantastic. Okay. Can I just do this?
Please do it then. Stop. Don't worry about it.
Can I just do this? Jeez, you're killing me here. They also have the best Italiano in the whole NBA, the Danilo Gallinari.
Did you say Italian?
Yes.
We talked about this. Go ahead.
Sometimes you are absolutely exhausting.
Thank you.
I can't get through this. Okay, so that's the Clipper recap.
No, I like the fact that the Clippers are playing excellent ball, and they're doing it. They're doing it with a bunch of guys that don't need gold stars and pats on the head and pats on the asses. I love the fact that the Clippers are playing well.
Very good. So that's the recap of the NBA. So anything else you want to give the listeners for the weekend?
I want them to go to placeyourbet.vegas. Why don't you check that out, folks? Go to placeyourbet.vegas, scroll down, and if you're really interested in cashing some tickets, pick up one of the packages. It's not going to break you. Don't worry about it. We win. That's what we do. The pile of money that's on there, what's it? That's real cash from real winnings. That's not a bunch of BS.
I've seen it. You pull some of the cash out. You spread it around town. I've seen it. You flashed it out of the pocket. No, it's true. I've seen the cash. It's not just a picture off of the internet.
All right.
So I love it, and it sells the real deal.
All right, get us out of here, man.
All right, man. Another fun show.
Another fun show.
We covered everything we needed to cover, right?
Yep.
And you make sure you go to placeyourbet.vegas and take the picks.
All right. We'll see you next time right here on your favorite channel.
Radio Shopping
So long,
Show,
everyone.
weekdays.